For some couples, a first dance is a romantic highlight of their day, but for others, it's a moment that they quietly dread. But with a little bit of preparation, your first dance can be one of the most memorable, exciting, and personal moments of your entire wedding day, as opposed to an awkward shuffle in front of all of your expectant guests and every camera in the room. So let's explore how you can make it truly wonderful. So, what do you do for a first dance? Traditionally, the first dance marks the opening of evening celebrations. It's the couple's first dance together as newlyweds, a moment to step into the spotlight and signal that it's time for your guests to relax, to mingle, and of course to celebrate. The tradition itself comes from old European courts, where the couple would dance together as part of the formalities, inviting other guests to join them. Now, how formal or relaxed that moment is going to be is entirely up to you. You can have a fully choreographed routine or a simple, slow dance. The key is to choose something that feels natural for you. So, how do you make the first dance less awkward, and what is the most common source of awkwardness in a first dance? Quite simply, it's lack of preparation. If you've never danced together before, or worse, if you've never discussed what you'll do on the dance floor, it can feel super uncomfortable when the music starts, especially when there are 100 people watching you and they're all hoping that you've got something planned. To avoid this, there are a few simple things that will help. First off, choose a song that you both like, not one that you simply picked for the lyrics. Make it something that speaks to your relationship and your connection to each other. Every time you hear this song, you'll think about this moment, so make it a good memory. Decide what kind of dance you want, something that's fully choreographed, semi-structured, or a simple gentle sway. Now, any of these is good, but you need to decide together in advance and then practice together, even in the living room. The more familiar it feels, the more relaxed you'll be on the day, and dancing together is fun. So, what's the first thing to do before dancing? Before you step onto the dance floor, take a breath and glance at one another. It's easy to get swept up in the nerves, but remember, this is a moment for you, not for performance. Have a small signal between you, a squeeze of the hand, a shared smile, and then walk on together with confidence. One thing to remember is to make sure that your photographer and your videographer are in place and that they know the plan. Like many other parts of the day, you only get to do this once. So, how long should a first dance be? A good first dance should be no more than 3 minutes. However, a comfortable time frame is 90 seconds to 2 minutes, especially if you're choreographing a routine. Longer than that, and even a choreographed routine can begin to feel stretched. This will give you plenty of time to get good photos and videos, and if your track is longer, you can just ask your host or your DJ to invite your guests to join you on the dance floor for the end of the music. In choosing the right song, there's no correct choice. The right song is the one that means something to you both, like we said earlier on. Popular first dance songs often work because they match the couple's energy, not just because they're top of a list. So ask yourselves, does the tempo suit how we want to dance? Do the lyrics reflect something that we value? And is this a song that we'll enjoy hearing again in years to come? If in doubt, test a few out in private and don't hesitate to seek some guidance from a dance instructor or a music professional. You'll be glad you did. The value of lessons. For couples wanting some extra confidence, a few lessons can be invaluable. Not to create a showpiece, but simply to move together with ease. Even 1 or 2 sessions on a dance floor can transform your experience from nerve-wracking to genuinely enjoyable, and the practice becomes a delightful part of the lead up to your big day. Ultimately, your first dance is not about perfection. It's about presence. Whether you choose a sweeping waltz or a simple sway, let it be a moment that feels authentic to the both of you. Final steps. Whatever you do for your first dance, make sure that it's authentically you. If you're choreographing a routine or even just some random funky moves like a sweeping kiss or return, let your photographer and videographer know about them in advance and when they're going to happen so that they can be ready for them when they happen. If you get this bit right, your first dance will be the talk of the town for years to come.